everyone. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I just wanted to take a little bit of time to share a story with you from the Campbell family Thanksgiving travels. I am married to my wife, and we have a wonderful 4-year-old son, and we went to see my mom and dad for Thanksgiving in Florence, South Carolina. And yesterday we decided to drive back. We wanted to leave around midday to be back by about 4 o'clock or so we could get back for some football, go Tigers. And yeah, so we just wanted to make sure, dad brain was like, I want to be efficient. I want to make it back as quickly as possible, as few pee stops as possible. We are on the road. We got the dogs. We're set. So right before we leave yesterday, my wonderful mom, my son's Mimi as he likes to call her, decided to give him a giant cup of sweet tea before we got on the road. And before I could get it out of his hands, he had drank about half of it. And we get about an hour down the road, and he says, "Daddy, I need to go to the bathroom." And I said, okay. Kind of rolled my eyes a little bit because we didn't even make it 2 hours. Usually the goal is like you go at least 2 hours before you take a pee break. And if you can make it that far, that's pretty good. My wife says she is hungry as well, and she's also pregnant. So anytime she says she's hungry, we don't mess around. We stop and get some food. So I found good stop sign, had a bunch of restaurants on it, so we pull over there. There's like a Burger King, there's a McDonald's. Great. We stop at the Burger King. We have our 2 dogs with us, a Meatball and Sherbert, and so they go in and use the bathroom while I take the dogs and let them do their business, and then we get in the drive-thru to order our food. We ordered chicken nuggets kids meal and a couple of burgers and some drinks, and we're on our way. So we start pulling everything out to eat, and for whatever reason, we thought it was kind of odd, but rather than giving us the normal packet, they gave us like a clear plastic pack with a lid on it that had barbecue sauce in it. So we give Gaines his chicken nuggets, we give him his barbecue sauce, I get my chicken sandwich, because I was eating chicken all day, because Clemson was playing the Gamecocks, so I was eating chicken all day. And my wife got her burger out, and we start driving, and we get like 2 miles down the road, and we're passing this on-ramp. And as we're passing the on-ramp, there's a line of cars that comes on, and I look over, and I realize that they're being led by a police car, and all of their lights are flashing, which means funeral. But I had this moment of, what in the world do I do? What's the etiquette in this situation? What's the etiquette when you're driving down the road and you're cruising at 75 miles an hour and a funeral merges on literally right beside you, so that all of a sudden you're in the middle of it on a 2-lane highway? And I didn't know if I was supposed to stop, immediately hit the brakes and get over. There was people behind me, couldn't figure out what to do. So do I speed up? Do I go around them? Because they were doing slower than the speed limit. I didn't know what to do. So my wife and I are trying to discuss the proper etiquette for this funeral, what we should do. And all of a sudden, in a very small voice from the back seat, I hear, "Mommy, I need a napkin," followed by the words, "Don't tell Daddy." Now, the first thing I do when I hear these words are go through about 1,000 things in my brain of what he could be talking about. But my wife turns around and she says, "Oh, crap." And then, which immediately does not send happy thoughts into my brain. So I turn around. And for whatever reason, the barbecue sauce pack, and what I see is the barbecue sauce pack, like I said, was not the prepackaged little peel-off top thing. My son's a champ at operating those. No. They gave us the plastic one with the lid that was filled, And I don't know if he figured out how to multiply barbecue sauce in the meantime or what, but there was barbecue sauce everywhere. It was on his face, it was on his hands, it was on his shirt, it was on his pants, it was in his seat. I look over, the dogs are starting to smell it. They're like standing beside him, licking their lips like they're about to get a tasty treat. And my wife says, "Oh, we're going to need a wet wipe." So I immediately forgot about the funeral procession that was right next to me, and she says, "I think we need to stop." And I said, "Okay." I hit the gas because there's a line of cars that I need to get around so I can get over for the next exit. Blow past the funeral procession, blow past the cop car up the road. I pull over, get off on the exit, and pull over on the side of the exit. My plan was efficiency. I'm going to pull over on the side of this exit. We'll clean it up. We're already on the exit to get right back on the on-ramp, and we'll be good. Boom. Done. So we pull over. My wife gets out. We go to the handy-dandy napkin stack that's in the glove compartment. She gets out, and like a frantic woman, she unbuckles my son, takes him out, and there's like barbecue sauce just dripping. I get out, and she says, "Wet wipes are in the suitcase." "Oh yeah, I think he's going to need a change of pants." So it's kind of like a trauma unit in the ER, triage stuff. She's hollering out orders, and I'm like saying, "Yes ma'am, we're going to do this, we got this," like trying to be efficient. So I go to the back, open up the door, the dogs stick their heads out and start licking me in the face, and I lean in, and I open the suitcase, and I'm going to get the wet wipes out and get a new pair of pants out. And in the meantime, my wife takes off my son's barbecue covered pants. So he's standing there beside me. And I'm digging. My wife's taking napkins with barbecue sauce and she's flinging them out the car. And all of a sudden I feel this presence coming up beside me. And I look over and there's a line of cars with flashing lights passing us. The funeral procession that we had just passed is now driving past. So there's a grieving widow and a grieving family and this whole line of people passing, and this car that just blew by them, they now see on the side of the road, and barbecue napkins are flying out the side of the car. There's 2 dog heads sticking out, my rear end sticking out the back, and my 4-year-old son is standing there with no pants on the side of the road mooning them. So they drove on about their way. We get everything wiped up, cleaned up. My son puts on, as he likes to call them, his squishy pants. We got back into the car. We buckled up. And we drove back home. Maybe you're going to have to do some more traveling. Maybe you have small kids and you have to stop every 30 minutes or an hour to use the bathroom. Maybe you have a barbecue incident. Hopefully you guys can find some enjoyment in your travels. You can see some family and you'll have lots of laughs. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. Remember the great barbecue incident of 2018 with the Campbells when you think about this year.